World War II produced such a strong impact on Western societies, Europe and the United States, that great efforts were carried out during the war to avoid a similar conflict ever again taking place. The United Kingdom and the United States were the two main countries that had not been defeated by fascism. They worked together towards establishing the foundations of a new international economic order, which should follow the end of the war. In their view, free trade was the concrete with which to build the new world. Freer trade would reduce the need for military occupation. It would allow for a better use of existing resources and would allow for specialization. It would increase overall productivity and thus welfare. And finally, it would reduce the gap between the rich and the poor, the main threat for world peace in the future. The question was obviously how to go from A, the classic position of nationalistic isolation, to B, a system of international cooperation towards progressive liberalization of trade. It took a long period of wartime planning to reach some agreement in this respect. At the Bretton Woods Conference of July 1944, in which representatives of 28 Allied nations were present, the first results of the wartime planning for the post-war world were obtained. The Bretton Woods system, which emerged after 1944, was embodied in a set of institutions which have stayed with us, with some updating, until the present. The International Monetary Fund, the Bank for International Reconstruction and Development, today known as the World Bank, and the International Trade Organization. The International Trade Organization failed at the ratification process, but then it was partially saved in the form of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, which was transformed in turn in the mid-1980s into the present-day World Trade Organization. This international new order of commercial multilateralism was meant to be the economic side of the United Nations, the new international political organization aiming at channeling and solving peacefully future disputes among the Allied nations. At the West European level, though, a new social contract also emerged at the end of the war. This new social contract was represented by two main objectives: to offer protection to the entire population and to guarantee full employment. It was accomplished through two basic policies: the welfare state, that is, the provision by the state of health, education, and pensions to the entire population, apart from the specific care provision to the weakest, orphans, widows, war disabled, and the unemployed. And second, state intervention in the economy via state enterprises, new market regulatory schemes, protection of strategic sectors, defense, some basic industries, and also agriculture, and corporate mechanisms to avoid labor conflicts and enhance investments for reconstruction and growth. In many West European states, with the exception of Ireland, the United Kingdom, and the subsistent authoritarian regimes, labor markets enter into a phase of collective bargaining between representatives of labor and business. The collective bargaining system lasts until nowadays, where it is subject to heavy gunfire. These are the basic components of the social contracts at the national level. The problem, as you might have well anticipated, was that the European desire for state intervention and protection clashed with the Bretton Woods system of free trade. How could these two levels of post-war reconstruction policies, that is, the single international Bretton Woods system and the multiplicity of social contracts at the national level be rendered compatible. This was a crucial task of the reconstruction policies at the regional level, where integration played a crucial role, as explained at the end of the previous activity. The integration of certain policies in fields like coal and steel, trade, and agriculture guarantee, on the one hand, the maintenance of social cohesion on the basis of public welfare and full employment. On the other hand, the pattern of economic growth based on intra-European trade. Social cohesion, political stability, and economic growth were, in essence, the three pillars of the Golden Age in Western Europe. The Europe of today is essentially a mirror of the Europe forged during the Golden Age.